So today I'll be doing Phasmophobia with a Crimson Eye event currently going on, and it should be able to pick up on my mic. But for those of you who don't know what Phasmophobia is, you have to hunt ghosts and figure out what ghost is based on evidence collected. Here we have the six, or, or higher than that actually. We have different cursed objects like Ouija board, the voodoo, the summoning circle, the cursed mirror, which doesn't see what it is, tarot cards, the monkey bar, and the music box. So you'll be going to Will Street first, and then you'll see what you go after that. So my first objective is to find the fuse box, to turn on power, and that I can see. Then I find the ghost chorus room in the house, which is usually where the ghost is. And then you can see the spine picked up gives you some extra cash for once you finish the contract. But yeah, then you can see here, these totems give you points at the end of the match, along with completing objectives, or optional objectives, and getting ghost type right. And this, as you can see, is a cursed mirror. It always spawns here in Widow Street if you have it. Then there's the Ouija board which spawns here, and that is your hiding spot here. That's the hiding spot if I'm not mistaken, and there's plenty more. If every ghost type has different abilities and different weaknesses, and so it's based on what it can do. Yeah, I'm playing on the middle difficulty, professional, which allows you to change rooms from time to time. But I have not had it happen in a while. This is another hiding spot for where you can hide if the ghost hunt, so which can be, you can tell if the door's locked, the front door's locked, if you can usually hear it, and if the lights start flickering, that's usually a good sign to either vent or something, and it means that that's when it can hear you, or it can pick up your mic and use it to find you. For the small maps like this, you usually have 3, sometimes 4 maybe, of those totems. See, there's 3, and the breaker always spawns in the garage or in the basement. As I mentioned before, that was where I try to find the ghost room, or I really focus on it, so I can see in the dreams my sanity, yes. I think it's in the room here, or this room really, because it's coldest here. Let me check. Yep, 6.6. And one thing I will point out is it will sometimes take 2 passes to really find where the ghost is, because it can be a little difficult to get on the first try. I will be using the buttons, because the button interactions for the Ouija board and the spirit box, I find it easier to use those. I did test it and it did not seem to pick up my voice as easily as if it picks up the button inputs. And I will point out that there's 7 evidences, like spirit box, freezing, ghosting, ultraviolet, EMF level 5, and dots. Oh, there's a ghost event. So always turn off lights, so make sure you turn those back on if it's not a ghost room. You had an EMF level 4 at the top there. And here you have the thermometer, EMF, and then the spirit box. Here's the book that writes in. See it, the right area there, that right parts there is, you can see in the back, to the left and the right, that's the area that you can see, you can reach. And that is the EMF level, that's the EMF level 5. So that is one evidence so far. So here you can see it's spirit, wraith, jinn, shade, oni, goyo, the twins, obake, raiju, or maling. It'll be pretty easy to tell if it's a wraith, because wraiths don't step in salt. So one of those one of the things of salt that we have in the trailer is gonna be quite useful to determine if it's that ghost type or not. And there you can see how much activity it's doing, and that's my sanity, which determines how likely it is to hunt. Some ghosts, like the demon, can hunt fast hunt even if you have high sanity, like or an mirror can do that, but only if the light that's in the room it's in is off. And only you can drain your sanity fast, and yeah, that's about the gist of it. With those few ghost types that can hunt faster. This camera here can capture videos and can help you find spirit orbs, but you need to have the night vision here on, which is in black and white, or it's grayish, I'd say. Oop. There you go, one video down. Door movements and disturb salt can give UV, but you need to be pretty quick about it. And these will, you'll be able to tell if you get dots because they'll give you a form of ghost. Of a figure screaming on another player. So far, it does not look like we're gonna get spirit box for evidence. It may be not freezing temperatures, but there's no guarantee. So I won't get all those yet, or get rid of those evidence yet, because it could still be either, and we still need 2 more evidences before we can fully determine the ghost type. Which 3 is, each one has 3 evidences, but some more may show more to come than others. You always have 1 evidence common, but let's say we took ultraviolet, that would eliminate about half of them, or a little more maybe. But if you don't seem to be getting a lot of evidence, you only have 2 in it, and the Goyo ghost type's an option, then it might be that. as I was saying, Goryos tend to give dots, they can only see it on the camera, and it only tends to give the evidence if you're not around, or if there's no players around. I forgot I was telling that. Oh, I'm throwing it to start stepping out. Oh, another EMF level 5, I see. Yeah, EMF level 5 is if you can give sound, it will always give a unique sound effect that's different from the others. It's often in the form of a stronger beat. And be cautious of looking at the ghost string and the ghost event unless you're trying to capture video or photo, because it will drain your sanity fast. If you have tier 2 of at least tier 2 or higher of the camera stand, you can rotate the camera to the left or the right. It should help you if you want to view multiple areas to see it at a different angle or so. It's not common useful, but you need a lighter, because those can repel ghosts if it's hunting. So that's definitely something you'll want if you know your ghosts will most likely hunt. You have some, use them. It could be a lifesaver if you use them correctly. And there is a hiding spot there, if I did not mention that already. With the camera here, you can take pictures of cursed objects, or cursed possessions as the game calls them, like the haunted mirror here. In any cursed possession really. The crucifix stops the hunt, or stops the ghost hunting, but the tier 1 stops 2 hunts, or 1 hunt I mean, and the tier 2 stops at least 2 hunts. The tier the tier 3 stops at least 2 hunts, and it can be activated right in your hand if the ghost decides to hunt within the radius of you. As you can see when I caught the photo there, that's a dots ghost. It is another kind of evidence, which means it cannot be a wraith, because as you can see here, that's disturbed sort, which means it can't be ghost sighting. Can't be spirit box, because that's the word. I don't think it's gonna be a Raiju. It's gonna have to be an Oni, because they saw the ghost sight. They saw it without the camera. So without using this camera to be specific. So right there you have 1 out of 3 optional missions done. So I think the best bet would be going to here, because I use this, because that we don't have to risk. It's the least risky one to go for. I'm not sure if smudging it would help, or the count as completing it. Oh, there's the first audio recording for it. Hopefully you can get at least a second one, because that'd be nice. grab a foot of that while I'm here. While reading tips, I can't really do anything with that. And it wasn't picking up any audio. It wasn't picking up any audio. Oh, now that I can pick up. So there goes our first match done, or first ghost found. Now see if which one's part of the event after, so that I can actually get as much points as possible. So see, it was Zony, because it did not appear on camera. We, for each, for a total amount of cash, you get back to 10% added on top. But once it's on, except for any other objectives, so all I have to do is to punish any loss, anything I have not, I lost a bit of. I use during just so I can keep it as high as possible. And here I can upgrade the camera to the tier 3, which really she improves statistics for suffering, for like paranormal resistance and time and stuff like that. That one has about half the time from that one, as you can see. But the difference is that it's consumable. That one's the tier 3 is consumable, and the negative. But again, there's some like the lighters, the ground is consumable, and not consumable. If you don't, if you use it for less than 10 minutes. And I guess the TR3 smudge is reusable, and the TR3 cost is usable, stuff like that. And I will point out that if you die during one of the contracts, you have any optional equipment or not the non-basic ones, you will lose it, and you will need to get it again to the shop to be able to use it again. It can be quite costly if you don't have enough cash, if you're not earning enough cash or an experience, because amount of cash you earn is tied to the amount of experience you have. And I can't really see one of the totems that should give you some points, which I'll get it right now because I get that right now, and there's a second one which I'll also get because these ones are like the ones, because if I want to get the upgrade trophy upgrade, that'll help me towards that. Which I already have the trophy. It's still good to have the trophy upgrade so that I can just, even if it's just for decorative purposes, it would still be nice to have it. I do know even if I don't get it this year, I'll be able to get it next year during the next Crimson Eye event. If it's even called the Crimson Eye event again. Oh, and we do have a summoning circle which will trigger a hunt in that spot if I'm not this spot, if I'm not mistaken, we do have the spine again, so bonus $25 for that. So you have a cursed object, the bone, and now we need to go is the ghost room. Then the power the fuse box or generator in this case will always be here in this spot by the bathroom. So you want to go to get the generator right by the bathroom. Now this one thing I will point out is that this room goes all the way to from around the around the end of this table to around here to all the way to around the end of this tent. Or at least to where those bowling pins are. There's a third, the totem. I suspect our ghost will be either in here. It's either in here or in that tent over there. Those are probably two of the few spots I haven't really looked yet. Or if it's not, then I'm not really sure where it could be, except maybe somewhere I haven't looked. Although I did hear this here. Actually, it might be here. I think it's best to put everything in. I don't know why I grabbed that book. But I guess it will do for now, because I can always grab that spirit box later. If so for it, do not think we have spirit or ghost orbs in it. Looks weird, I don't see any of them floating around. Hope that might be an error, or if it might just be a mistake in the coding, who knows, but should be fine. I think I'll place it here, the dots here, because that will cover a wide area of the ghost room here. So I'm starting to think it could be the Yuri or something. So I know that's one of the ghosts that can drain your sanity faster, along with the Oni, Roy, Day, and Phantom. Something. Oh, we do have EMF. We do have EMF level 5. So it could be. It's more likely. I'd be willing to bet that's gonna be an Oni again. Considering that how fast he quickly it drained my sanity in so little time. Although somebody says Portuguese because it's showing that it's not, because even EMF level 5, it would make sense. It isn't one of the evidences, or one of the options for evidence for the Portuguese. So even though this game looks older, it is an indie game made in 2020, so it is not that old. It's 5 years old. It's still pretty good for what it is. It's pretty cheap, but yeah, but it's really done for what it is.
It's far and wide.
Oh, we got spirit boxes again, so it cannot be erased. Spirit the twins, or I think it'd be one of those two, but it could be the twins, but it'll need to be interacting with two areas at once, and it often interacts at the same time. So I'm gonna look for that while I figure out if it could be oh, maybe actually, could actually be it. Or did it just turn off the light? Or the breaker, I mean. Yep, it did. Also it turned that on. And turn the lights out here. The one thing I do not want right now is it to hunt. 'Cause that will be troublesome. Oh, that's bad. Never mind. Just regular ghost event. Looks like it's over, so I might just want to go check on my sanity quickly. So I say at like 50, lower than 60, then you might want to take a sanity because that's in the most ghosts would end up hunting anyways. When most ghosts that can hunt higher than most other ghosts, and that's when they usually hunt. If I think I said probably be freezing or so. Yep. So it is in fact the twins. So now I have to, if I want to get as much as possible, all I have to do is capture photo of the ghost. But I think that'll be though 2 or 3 for right now, so might as well just go back and see how much I get.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
I will head to the bathroom here for now, but I'll put myself on mute after. So I think I'm gonna select the map now, then I'll mute myself and be back on in around 3 or 4 minutes. I am back now, so I'll try to get some everything set and then go start hunting down the second ghost for today. So if those who haven't really played Phasmophobia or don't really know much about it, the map I'm on now is
Nothing else to report, unfortunately.
called Bleasdale, and Bleasdale got a rework a few months ago, and now it got reworked from basically a older version of Grafton, which Grafton also got reworked to this, which I honestly think it'd be nice to be able to visit the old versions of maps at one point or another, though especially if to so that new players can see what the older maps looked like before they were changed into the current state that they were in when that if they do it. That's just a thought though. If they do decide to or, or get do decide to add some way to play the older maps or older versions of the maps if all the maps have stayed the same. So I believe this is a medium map, if I am not mistaken. There are a lot more small maps than big maps like this. The biggest so far is Sunny Meadows, the non-restricted, the one that has, I believe, 69 rooms. If you don't believe me, you can check this for yourself. It has somewhere around that, at least 60. Oh, turns out we have Spirit Box. Although I will search the rest of the house before, just to confirm that is in fact the ghost room. Because they can't be too safe with this. And that, because for one thing I know for sure is that I don't want that ghost people to ambush me when I'm looking for evidence. Or these maps, the medium maps tend to spawn up to 4 or more of those totems. I have found a ton of them in maps like the lighthouse, Point Hope, right? Point Hope Lighthouse. Usually has quite a few, if I am not mistaken. I think you can usually find at least 3 to 4 in there. They also have some interesting stuff you can mess with, like the darts, the darts, which you can actually be thrown and it will stick into walls and stuff, but not other players. Oh, that's new. I have never seen that spider there before. And here is where the cursed possessions tend to be, whether it be the spirit abuse, the Ouija, or stuff, tarot cards, things like that. Tarot cards are usually here, but other than that, I do not know the exact whereabouts to the others. I think that may be just be a hiding spot, but I don't, not sure, 100% sure if that is one actually a hiding spot, because I haven't really tested it out yet. If it is definitely, oh hi, there it goes. Shit. Oh, that's Hunt. Oh, I'm dead. I think it might have been a Yuri or something, because Yuri, Phantom, Demon, or whatnot, because that, well, I did have a couple of ghost friends that seemed to drain my sanity quite quickly.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
I've been definitely drained, not surprising since it drained my sanity quickly. Next match will probably be my last match before I have to go. Before I focus on another video. But that this will be the last match for Phasmophobia today. Actually, I will actually finish off here while, because I've done most of the maps. I probably won't go after them because I do not know it that well. But so this will be the end of today's video. So see you next time.